Being independent is not really being strong. What if your weakness is not a weakness but an invitation? It's an invitation for someone who can come to your life so that they can make your life better. That's the beauty about interdependence. I want to start quickly about the secret sauce to scale and exit. But my speech will be very different than what you expect. So let's begin. Who here is good at math? Like math? Who? Okay, we got people who's good at it. Who here is that they have to do it? They don't really like it. Hands up if that's you. Yeah, we have. Then who is the rest? Still dreaming, still waking up from last night. All right, who here likes sports? Like very good at sports? Yeah, you like sports, you're good at sports? Great. Oh, I have so many. That's great. But who here, rather watch? Who here rather watching sports? Yeah, that's great. Now, who here is good at singing? Yeah, be confident. Come on, be confident. Or like sing. But who here only sing when you go into the bathroom or taking shower? Wow, there's a lot of you guys. Now looking around the room, something interesting is happening and something beautiful is happening. Because if we are meant to be able to do everything, we're good at everything, what's the point we have so many people on this planet? The weakness of yours can be a strength of someone else. And that's the beauty about it. And I want to share one keyword today is you think independence? No. It took me 30 plus years to understand that being independent is not really being strong. I think that if I need to be strong, I have to be independent. But then I realized something is even better than independence. It is, what if your weakness is not a weakness, but an invitation? It's an invitation for someone who can come to your life so that they can make your life better. We can make each other's life better. That's the beauty about interdependence. And who here knows that if you eat junk food, you get sick, right? And I really don't like to see, but there's so many people who got cancer nowadays. And I feel so sad for them because the society, the commercial, the food, poisonous, all these problems. But the crazy part is there's also cancer that's happening in our mental state, that you couldn't see. And that's even worse than just physically, because physical things, if you see there's someone gives you with poisonous, you can get rid of it, you can avoid it. But mentally, you just didn't know it creeped in. And let me talk about 4 cancers in your life right now. The first thing is competition. We're all born to compete, especially when we go to school. We're meant to compete with each other. We want to get medals and things like that. Well, don't get me wrong. Competition can be really good when it comes to games. It's fun. But the problem about competition is because of that, most of us were raised as being, what happened is when you become the winner, you win the whole world. But if you become the loser, you don't think you're good enough. And that's the problem because you feel like, okay, I'm not good enough. I lose. I'm not good enough. And that's the first cancer. You have to be aware. And second cancer, the second C is criticism. In general, people receive way more criticism than they receive about acknowledgement, especially in the logistics industry. You understand? When the world goes well, nobody remembers you. Yeah. When something blocked, what's wrong with you logistics people? Go and sort it out. Well, you've done everything. They never pay attention until the fuel price goes up. Oh, we need to talk to logistics expert. Which is why Kat was invited to the TV. Hey guys, I'm the expert. I can share with you what's happening, which is great. But the problem about criticism is that you will feel you're not good enough. And that cancer would creep in your mind for years and years and years until you pay attention to it. And the third cancer is comparison. Comparison kills what? Comparison kills the joy. When you compare with someone, no matter how good you are, there's always someone who's better than you somewhere, depending on what you compare it about. But comparison kills your joy, and that makes you still feel not enough. It's never enough because the sky is your limit. There's always someone who's better than you. And the next cancer is commercial. We live in a commercial world. That's why everything's commercial. Sorry to say, but schools are also very commercial nowadays. And food is commercial. Many people are struggling to have kids, not because they don't want kids, but because of food. All the way, artificial, all the things. So 4 cancers are the things you need to pay attention, just like you. It's like poison apple. If you don't pay attention, you're going to eat it. It's going to ruin your life for a long time. And let's step into the story. I want to share a quick story about myself. When I was about 9 to 10 years old, I was always left at home alone by myself because my parents, who were factory workers, always had to work overtime to survive. I remember one night in particular, I was feeling so lonely, and the clock hit 6 p.m. I was, oh my gosh, my tummy was drumming. I was like, where's my parents? Back then, there were no mobile phones. You couldn't reach out to someone. You just look at the window and wait patiently. And when the clock hit 6:15 p.m., I look outside. I wish my mom and dad coming home right now. Then in order to move close to the gate, I moved myself so that I can see if they're almost home. They're still not home. 6:20 p.m. passed, 6:30 p.m. passed, no one comes. I was desperate. I was hungry, not just for food, but for safety. I remember I could smell the yummy food from the others' kitchens. They either have done with the dinner or someone still started eating. I remember the soft light from the neighbors. I even remember the laughter from the children. I was so desperate. And suddenly there's a neighbor who worked around the kitchen. She noticed me. Hey, come and eat with us. I hesitated. My pride and ego held me back. But then after pausing, I stepped inside. And for the first time in a long time, I feel safe again. I felt connected. I felt human. And that was the moment I realized there's a power of interdependence. And your network isn't just your network. And those, sometimes your connections are not those who you'd expect. They can come from anyone. And the network is always broader than your thoughts. That story taught me about interdependence. The reason I'm sharing that story with you is because I want you to understand sometimes if you look at your phone, we talked about that yesterday, check the context. But what if one of your contacts has 100 contacts, and the 100 can have another 100 and 100? That's called the ecosystem. I want you to remember you're here not just with whoever you see in this room. You are connected with the whole world. You're connected with billions of people, but you didn't realize. And that's the power of interdependence. And I want to take you through a few more things. One thing is, interdependence is not weakness. It is a strength. It is a synergy of independence. And love is not a noun. It's a verb. You know, I'm a bit sick of people saying, love yourself. Well, we need to love ourselves. Don't get me wrong. And there's a lot of self-help books in the world. But the problem about that is, can you kiss yourself on the lips? You can't. Can you hug yourself? Yeah, you can, but it's different than hugging someone else. And there's a difference between just loving yourself than someone's loving you and you love each other. And that's the power of interdependence. And let me talk about forces. We're going to finish this soon. So instead of a competition, how about we replace it with celebration? When you compete with someone, how about we celebrate for each other? That's way better than just compete with each other. How about we replace criticism with compassion? We all are humans. There's so many things going through in life. When we say someone didn't do well or they made a mistake, we are judgmental. But we don't know what's happening in that person's life. How about we replace comparison with connection? We don't have to compete with each other. You can be good at something. I can also be good at something. Doesn't mean you're good, I'm worse. You can be good, I can be good. We can be good together. How about we replace commercial with creating values? That's what we're talking about, scaling and exit. If we focus on creating values for everyone, you will never run out of resources. You will never run out of the possibilities and opportunities. So let's turn that to the C on the right side rather than the left side. And that's why we're doing the charity. We believe when we give to the society, to those children who have cancers, we can receive automatically. It's not a money, but it's something that's fulfilling your soul forever and ever and ever. And giving is a choice, but receiving is automatic. All right, I want you to say with me all together. I embrace interdependence. Are you ready? The room is very quiet because I was sharing a bit emotional stories, but let's chill up. Can we say, I embrace interdependence? Ready, steady, go. I embrace interdependence. This time, say it a little bit louder. Ready? More energy. I embrace interdependence. Round of applause to you guys. Thank you so much.